Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite trading strategies that I've been using for years. It's given me tons of profit, and funny enough that this strategy was made for the S&P 500. It was developed by Larry Connors and it was made for a daily time frame, but I've found a twitch to be able to use it as a day trading strategy. So if you want to know how it works, don't miss out on this video and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So like I say, what I'm going to use is the RSI of 2 periods of Larry Connors, super famous strategy. You can find it virtually anywhere. But obviously today I'm going to show you a little trick, a little setup, so you can use it as a day trading strategy. So first of all, let me show you how your strategy works. Basically, I've got it already scripted in here. You can see how it's performing. And basically what it does is that when the price is above a 200 moving average, you can't see the moving average here, but it's above, and the RSI of 2 periods goes in the oversold, we are going to buy. In this case, we only buy in this strategy, so that's why it's so good as well for Bitcoin. So as you can see, if I come into the settings, we can see that right at the moment we have a 3 period. Normally we use a 2 period, but this is the first hint that what we are going to change. And then we have that we're going to buy when the RSI goes below 10, and we are going to sell our positions when the RSI goes above 70. And like I say, we're going to be always above the 200 EMA, so we're always going with the trend. So once we got this in, we can see that normally this works on the daily time frame. At least it was developed for the daily time frame, because basically it was based on that when the price was above 200 days, or the moving average of 200 days, and we had a pullback, we could enter the market and get some profits out. Like I say, it was made for the S&P 500 because normally it's always going up, but hey, Bitcoin does the same. So like I say, you can see how it's been performing for the last 32 trades. We have a 71 win rate, but this is going to get much better because here we've only made a 3.48% profit. And ladies and gentlemen, the profit that we're going to see today is much higher than this. So let's first change the asset and let's head back to Bitcoin, okay? Because at the end of the day, I like to use it on Bitcoin because I think it's an absolute monster. As you can see here, just changing to Bitcoin, we're having a 5% back instead of a 3% that I was doing on the S&P. But this is only the crumble of what we're going to get today, because now the next thing that we need to do is go to the 30-minute time frame. Okay, the 30-minute time frame for me is an absolute monster for the strategy, and just by changing the time frame, we can see that we've already done more than 137 trades and we've made over a 15% profit. That, hey, it isn't bad, but it gets much better. We're going to come back to the settings and we're going to enter the market when it goes below the 15 instead of below the 10, and only by changing this we're going to see an increase in our profit. Okay, we've gone from a 15% to a 30%, and this is more serious. But ladies and gentlemen, this gets even better, because if we go back to the settings and instead of leaving when the RSI is on the 70, we change it to 85, be ready for this. Now we've made a 84% profit with over 200 trades and still having a 71% win rate. And as you can see, it performs brilliant and it's super useful for day trading. Me personally, I've used this strategy so long for Forex and for crypto. I've used it for both. I've used it for the dollar against the pound and as well for Bitcoin, as you can see on here. And I must say that it performs brilliant. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed this strategy. Let me know back down in the comments if you actually knew this trading strategy. I hope you're all good, and I'll see you next time.